Big shout to okjersey.com. Scan the QR code below and actually go to the link below to get affordable football shirts from all the European leagues, including the English clubs, all of them, Liverpool, Arsenal, United, City, Spurs, Chelsea, all of them, of course, are all there. You can get the current ones, past seasons, and also some absolute gems out there, vintage ones, and actually very affordable football shirts, high quality, like the one I'm wearing right here. It is very simple to get one. Let me show you how. You go to the website. It's very simple. You click on the Premier League, pick the club you want. For me, I pick Newcastle, for example. You go there, you will find all the current ones, training ones as well. You add whatever you want to the cart. Of course, check the sizes, add a patch, add to cart, but also never forget, as it says below, scan the QR code and put the code JUDGE in the checkout to get 8% discount. It's that easy. Just go to the website, check the football shirt you want. You will not regret it. Now, let's get back to our stream. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judgment. I haven't done one of these streams for a while, but I thought that today is the right day for actually to do this. We are looking at an absolutely title race with Manchester City smashing Crystal Palace away, as you can see, and the league table look like what you see in front of you. Of course, with Arsenal 36 points, Manchester City 34, Aston Villa 33, and Chelsea actually with 28, 8 points behind Arsenal. I want to hear from you because, listen, I'm going to tell you guys something for real. I've been absolutely lately, over the last 24 hours, I'm hearing a complete change of tone from a lot of people. Complete and massive change of tone from the Arsenal fans that were confident, we're going to win the league, we're definitely going to win the league, blah, 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 all this. From City fans that now back in their team, Chelsea fans actually changed their opinion on the team from the same people that used to say, title race, we're going to be here, we're going to do the title race, we're going to be that, we're going to do this. A lot of people are actually now not confident that Chelsea will be there. They're thinking that Chelsea will be actually in a top 4 battle. Liverpool gaining confidence back. Salah goes to AFCON. And now the talk is about Alexander Isak. Is he going to be a flop? Because he's already one of the flops in the season. But before we go on and continue the show, I want to ask you guys something. The algorithms have not been in my favor, right? So I want you to hit the like button. I don't know how many likes are we on now currently. I actually don't know. We're actually only on 24 likes. We have over 230 people here. We want to get this show at least to 150, 200 likes. So hit that like button. Manchester United currently, which is what we have, Red Devil United TV, Newcastle manager not at risk of the sack, different rule for small club, 100%. But let's say Newcastle are in a different stratosphere than the big clubs. Eddie Howe has done wonders with them, of course. I'm just a happy man. The reason why I did the show a little bit late to wait for Hour, also because I was watching my beloved Inter go top of the table. You know what I mean? Why do you think I'm massively triggered? Why do you think I am massively triggered? Can you explain to me? Can you explain to me why do you think I am massively triggered? Actually, let me just get this. City win 3-0 and you think I'm massively triggered. Why is that? Why? Why do you think I'm massively, like, what makes you think I'm massively triggered? Because of what? Because of what? And by the way, you are wrong, because currently, as it stands, you know, you said after 5 games, you're going to be top of the table, and you aren't top of the table. However, I gave you that. You won against Palace, and you said you're going to win against Crystal Palace. But before actually we go on and do this, so now let's read this comment and actually talk about it. I want to hear from you guys. I want you guys to get involved in this conversation, right? This is going to be an honest conversation about what is going on. I said it after the win against Liverpool that City would be champion. The big difference between Arsenal and City is Erling Haaland, but also the difference is the defense. Isn't that? You know what I mean? Isn't that the same? Who? Why is my ass? It's not even my team. Why is it my ass? I don't understand this. I don't understand this. Why do you think that? Bro, you're such triggered that you believe everything you hear online. But listen, I'm going to tell you guys before we go on, if you want a shirt, if you haven't actually tried OK Jersey, give them a shout, actually. Go to the website and actually check them. They're very, very good football shirts as well, high quality. This is one of them. I got this from them. Look at the badge. It's like actual good one. It's actually very good, right? To be honest with you, I'm going to say something about the game yesterday. I want to start by the game today. I want to actually start by the game today, Manchester City versus Arsenal. Versus Crystal Palace. Number one, Man City looked so much in control, right? Like if someone wants to ask me how many jerseys do I actually own, just right next to me is about 30 shirts. About 30 shirts. 20 of them or like 25 of them are Inter shirts. Basically, that is the reality. Hello, my friend. Guys, can we do the game that we used to do in the summer? Hit the like button and let me know where are you tuning in from. But first, hit the like button and let me know where are you tuning in from, guys. Can I just, I want to know in the chat, where are you guys tuning in from? Hit that like button, right? You know what I mean? It's okay. Let Mo and Terry glaze Arsenal because that makes Arsenal fans' heartache even sweeter. I'm going to tell you something. If Arsenal lose this league, and I'm going to be completely honest with everyone here, and I said it plenty of times, I'm going to say plenty of times. This is the first year the Arsenal are actually the best team in the league, and they should be winning the league and should be way more pressure than all the seasons before. I am not hearing that if City win the league, is that because they are better. I'm not hearing this shit. And I'm telling you from now, right? If Arsenal don't win this league, it's on them. I'm not going to hear excuses. I'm not going to hear because of this, and I'm not going to hear because of injuries, because of that. Listen, you've been given chances. Liverpool, by the way, a lot of Arsenal fans and a lot of us even, us as football fans, have actually doubted that Manchester City will be in the title race. What Manchester City are doing now is actually impressive to me. And I'm so impressed by City. Number one, they're so entertaining to watch. Erling Haaland is fun to watch. I thought Shirky is amazing to watch. And I'm absolutely on the boat of Shirky, Ryan Shirky. What a football player. I think Foden is playing well. I love Nico O'Reilly. And I genuinely believe that if you look at the league currently, the most entertaining team in the league currently are Manchester City. Which is, this was Arsenal. Habibi, ahlan bi Ahl Sudan. Habibi, thank you so much. Big up the South Sudan people, of course. I'm going to tell you something about this. There is no doubt that maybe now Arsenal have turned into the more team that is in control. However, I like Villa, but I like City more. There's more trickery. Yeah, Villa is a good shout, Timothy. Very, very good shout, actually. Very, very good shout, Villa. But I'm going to tell something about currently, I don't think that Manchester City are the best in the league. And we're going to look at something that people actually haven't checked now. This is the page for the Manchester City today against Crystal Palace. Number one, Crystal Palace had more XG currently, as you see, but they had less chances. They had more shots than Manchester City. Manchester City are turning into a very, very effective team. If you look at the stats on SofaScore, of course, you can tell that Manchester City are turning into a very clinical team, which is a little bit different than Arsenal. Because with Arsenal, there is something about Arsenal, is that they don't create enough chances in the games they struggle. Arsenal create enough chances in the games that it's open and they have like, it gets him a goal or something like this. But for actually Manchester City, I actually think that today, number one, the Erling Haaland chance is a magnificent cross by Matthias Nunes. I saw after this, the goal that scored by Foden, what a brilliant dribble by Ryan Cherki. And I know the problem is the XG lies here. And the reason why the XG lies a little bit, because that shot from Foden probably would have been 0.2 XG. However, for a player with the quality of Phil Foden, that would be, for me, that is a massive chance for them. I think Crystal Palace missed chances. However, there is something I wanted to speak about Manchester City today. How Manchester City were so in control of the game is what impressed me the most. Is not only in control and being boring. Manchester City today were in control and be direct towards the goal. Very, very direct towards the goal, in my opinion. Like every time Manchester City had the ball and they're passing, there is conviction. They're like, we're going to go to the goal. And now Crystal Palace played the low block. So yesterday, and that is the difference, and that is the problem. You remember yesterday in my match reaction, and let me just link both together. In my match reaction, for the people that are watching, and by the way, you guys haven't even put 100 likes yet, and you haven't put where are you tuning in from. I don't want to stop the show every time. I want you guys to tell me where are you tuning in from. Come on now. Tell me in the chat. Listen, I'm doing a solo show, so I need your help, and I need you to get involved in the conversation as well. Smash the likes, as Michelle says. We're talking Chelsea, we're talking Liverpool, we're talking Man City, we're talking the title race, we're talking everything. You know what I mean? So this is our solo show. I miss this one. For me, the difference is Haaland today, right, was absolutely different. Right? Haaland today was the difference. Gyokeres couldn't get away from the marking. Gyokeres wouldn't create the chance for himself. And Arsenal refused to cross like what Man City crossed today for Erling Haaland. Matthias Nunes crossed to Erling Haaland from so far, and the accuracy of the cross between the defenders. And don't tell me that Wolves have better defenders than Crystal Palace. And I think that is the difference. It's absolutely the difference between Erling Haaland and Victor Gyokeres. Haaland, move, couple of steps back, space, jump high, score a header, done. The game is opened up for Manchester City to go and dominate and control. And from that point on, you knew that Man City would win the game. And that is the difference. That is the difference between the two teams, right? That is the absolute difference between the two teams. Yesterday and today is the striker. You cannot tell me that if Arsenal had a Haaland yesterday, they would have opened up the game. And also, I'm going to say something about Gyokeres yesterday. You know what I mean? I'm going to say something about Gyokeres yesterday before I do German Chicken Wing Super Chat. Is Gyokeres yesterday, Arsenal, Saka played some good crosses. Saka played some good diagonals. Saka played some good ones on the ground. And Gyokeres failed to be there. Gyokeres failed to be there. Yep, big up my man. I've been to Everton game, my first ever Premier League game, just to let you know, Malcolm. First ever Premier League game was Everton. Actually, Everton. But German Chicken Wing, thank you so much for supporting the channel and the super chat. Really appreciate you and getting involved. The only problem City have right now is that we struggle to play out from the back because of Donnarumma. I will take that problem any day. Remember when I said that in the beginning of the season, but you're bypassing that by having Foden drop, by having Bernardo drop, your wingers drop, the likes of Cherki helps you so much get out of the back. Actually, The likes of today, there was something that is completely different than what we actually are accustomed to. And if I go to the heat map of someone like a Gavardiol today, if you watch Gavardiol today, so let me just do this. Yes, Gavardiol. Look at Gavardiol heat map. He's like up in the center. He's not only a center back, he played like kind of a left back. And that helps you so much, actually, go about how you build up. The position, the change in position between the players is absolutely astonishing. And this is something that I want to give to Mikel Arteta. If we watch Phil Foden, watch Phil Foden, left, right, central, everywhere on the pitch. That is a genius from Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola is not as rigid as before. Is not as rigid as before. And look at Shirk is the only one that maybe most of the time was sticking to the right side. Look at Nick Gonzalez was in the center. Bernardo Silva was everywhere. And in my opinion, this is something, right? This is something that is, I need to actually, I'm going to come to Gyokeres actually, because I think I had a howler. I think I had a howler about Gyokeres. The Mad Hatter is sending I don't know, top of the league. Yeah, I don't know why Arsenal are absolutely like panicking. But are City confident of now winning the league? Can we get the like, guys? I need to get to 200 likes. And we cannot have over 100 votes and not 100 likes. So hit that like button. Support the channel, guys. Come on now. Let's go. There is a solo show. Listen, I'm responding to your comments, actually. So I want you guys to give me what you guys think. Palace tired again. Their squad is too small, but that's not why City won. City won just because they have the quality. I predicted Gyokeres to get between 18 and 20 goals in the season at least. And it looks like it's one of a howler of a take because I built it. But I'm going to tell you something about Gyokeres. I swear to God, Himothy. I swear to God, you ask even Eze yesterday, the guy that was with me. I swear to God, this looks like a different Gyokeres from last season. This looks like a different guy from last season, Gyokeres. Bro, he's ass. Bro, I'm going to tell you something. Yeah, like there is, who are the strikers in the league? Gyokeres is awful. He's terrible. It's actually nuts how bad he is. I need to do timestamps, guys. So I need you guys to bear with me while I do timestamps. Actually, City impressive. Is that a timestamp? Like, if we're going to talk about Gyokeres, we got to talk about how awful he is. And it's not only about the football ability, by the way. I'm going to tell you guys something, and I want to hear your opinion about this. Mo, sharks in the water now. Martin is the only one, is the one that actually said from the beginning of the season that he thinks that Man City are winning the league. Probably the only Man City fan that is so confident about Pep Guardiola and the change of system and the change of plans. And he's actually was so sure that Manchester City will actually be winning the league, which is astonishing, actually. I'm going to tell you something. It's not about that, the man from Uncle. It's not about this. I actually think it's not about only the touches. I actually went back and I watched some of the highlights and I realized, and I'm going to be completely honest, I know that a lot of Arsenal fans want to defend Gyokeres. I will defend Gyokeres. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I will defend Gyokeres. However, I'm going to tell you something. There are about 3 to 4 chances yesterday that Saka got to the byline and played the cross, and Gyokeres should have been ahead of the defender at the near post. There is another one from the left for Martinelli, and he was hiding. And there is another cross, and he's hiding behind the defender instead of being ahead of the defender. And also the other one is that cross from Saka across, like that ground cross that Saka had put in, and Gyokeres was the last one behind. And I'm like, what? No, that is the one I'm talking about now. That Saka cross, yes, but also there are others. Erling Haaland gets in front of the defender or creates separation between him and the defender. The guy, Gyokeres, like, I want to tell you something. It has nothing to do with the touches. The touches is a problem for Victor Gyokeres. Like, his touches are a problem, okay? But in the same time, what is a bigger problem for him, in my opinion, is the movement. I don't think he knows how to move. Because simply yesterday, simply yesterday, Arsenal got into the byline plenty of times. And the striker needs to move ahead of the defender or create space for himself. He doesn't. He's waiting for the ball to come to him. And Saka's already under pressure. He's already dribbling his man and he's falling down and the guy's pressuring him. He's not even moving. And he's not even moving to create the space for himself. And you guys know what I'm talking about creating the space in front of the defender. And he doesn't. He doesn't do this. And that is something that you need to actually, like, I don't know, this by the way, I'm going to tell you something. This can be taught. You can actually get better about this. You can actually get better about this. Genuinely, you can. By the way, you can get better about this. But it needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of work. Or like after the training, after the practice, he needs to actually work on the movement and work on this stuff. But the movement is absolutely ass. Like, you know what? I can get you being a sluggish forward. That's fine. Okay. A sluggish forward, fine. Don't give him the ball to feet. Just get him the tap in. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. You know Erling Haaland, when he first joined City, he wasn't like Gyokeres, but he was sluggish. Everyone was talking about his first touch, his movement. He used to turn like a truck. He used to be like a little bit heavy on the ball. His passing was iffy. What did Pep Guardiola? It's very simple. He worked to actually get the Erling Haaland to the right places and get the right crosses. And that's why Erling Haaland was the king of tap-ins and shots that get in the right place. One touch finish or two touch finish, he was the king of that. You know what I mean? So the difference is Gyokeres, his movement is awful. His movement is terrible. You know what I mean? No, not giving Arsenal an excuse if they don't win. No more Gyokeres is the issue. No. Nobody's saying. Who said excuse? Arsenal still on paper is supposed to be the best team in the league. This is it. No, nobody is telling me that Arsenal are not the best team in the league. They are. And anyone that says otherwise, they're waffling. They're absolutely waffling. By the way, I'm going to tell you something. If Man City are the underdogs this season, and no one can tell me otherwise, Manchester City are the underdogs. It's Arsenal must. Arsenal must win the league. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to tell me that City, after we said, number one, Shirky is new. Reinders is new. They have no Rodri now. Bernardo's aging. They have no right back. Nico O'Reilly's young. Right? Rodri's injured. Marmoush is going to AFCON and he has been injured. Savinho is shit. Huh? Wallah. Tell me, am I wrong? Tell me, am I stating facts? Or I'm not stating, or I'm what? I'm talking rubbish. I'm sorry. Only the two players that you can just count on now for City are Foden and Haaland. The rest are new. People said Shirky has to get time, which is fine, actually. It's a good thing. You know what? If this City team is given to Arteta or any manager and they win the league, that's an astonishing achievement. The reason why? Bro, Matthias Nunes right back. Nico O'Reilly left back. Finished Bernardo. Phil Foden after an awful season. Come on now. No depth. Savinho is awful. Come on. I'm gonna be completely honest. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. City this season are the underdogs. Arsenal are the favorites. The ones that were favorites ahead of Arsenal are Liverpool. The ones that are favorites ahead of Arsenal were Liverpool. Am I wrong? Tell me. Am I lying? I'm not lying. This is the honest truth. And you have to live with it. You have to live with it. But on the same, Chelsea, my ass, are we going to joke? Faisal, are we going to joke? Chelsea, my ass. 100% City underdogs. Tell me anything that I said that is wrong. Anything. I want one thing that I said is wrong. One thing. City are overachieving. Today, City being 2 points behind Arsenal are overachieving. Today. That the only team that is overachieving ahead of City are Aston Villa. But the team that is overachieving in the league now are Man City. Arsenal are doing their business. I don't think Arsenal should actually falter, right? I don't think that actually Arsenal fans should actually throw tantrums and start being annoyed and all the stuff. By the way, about the game yesterday for Arsenal versus Wolves, I don't think there should be a panic. You know, when you start panicking, and I'm going to be completely honest, Arsenal fans should start panicking if this becomes a recurrence thing. If you become a recurrence thing, if you actually now being like this, I don't think you have had a worse game than this season at all. Most of the game, Arsenal were not as bad as the game yesterday, right? But that was because of probably, maybe, if you wanna say maybe because how Wolves played, but that is not an excuse because Crystal Palace played a low block and Man City broke them down. So that is reality, right? That is reality. Like if you're looking at the stats, number one, Arsenal had 70% ball position. They had more XG. They had everything. They had more big chances, everything, right? At the end, they scored 2 own goals, which is fine. It is fine. But I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. 2 own goals, correct? My problem, and I'm going to say it again, my problem are the people that keep saying that this is why Arsenal will not win the league. Well, we keep saying the same thing, don't we? We absolutely keep saying the same thing. Arsenal are not. We keep saying City, this is why the City are not going to win the league. Oh, because of their defense, fine. Oh, and then the week after we say Arsenal are not going to win the league because of this, fine. Right? How am I overrating Arsenal if they are top of the league, top of the Champions League? How am I overrating Arsenal? Can really someone explain this to me? I need one of the people, I need one of the genuine people in the chat that actually have been watching me for a bit to tell me, how am I overrating Arsenal Football Club today? Top of the league, top of the Champions League. Right? Top of the league, top of the Champions League. How? So, but Arsenal have not been lucky most of the time this season, have they? Have they? Have Arsenal been lucky this season most of the time? Yesterday, I believe it was the only game that they were lucky. I've known you since you started. You are a fraud, and I'm not listening to whatever you say. I don't know who you are, but fine. Do we overrate our? Okay, do people think that? I want to ask Martin. Martin, is this Arsenal team overrated? Do I overrate this Arsenal team? Do people really think that we're overrating this Arsenal team? Right? Against Newcastle, they were lucky. Bro, Newcastle scored from the only chance they had. So who should be? Shit. Yeah, you changed your name. I can't even see your name. Okay, good. So how am I overrating? Like, are we serious? Okay, let's actually check something together. Let's check something together, you know? Genuinely. Let's check something together. In terms of like the league, let's check something together. They weren't lucky to get a draw against Chelsea. They had more chances than Chelsea. Let's actually check something. And by the way, if you want to say, okay, so I can respond to everyone. Arsenal. I don't understand why people actually think that we're overrating Arsenal. I don't know. Let's see. Go here. Look at this. Goals conceded. Arsenal are here. Goals scored. Arsenal are second, right behind Manchester City. Big chances. Arsenal are second behind Manchester City. Big chances missed. Manchester City are first. You can see in front of you. Everything is in front of you, right? Ball position. Arsenal are ahead of. This is, by the way, Manchester City's lowest season in ball position, by the way. Lowest season in ball position are Man City, by the way. That's the lowest season of ball position. Have you guys noticed something in ball position this season? The top 7 teams, the top 6 are the top 6 in ball position. Does that tell you something? Yeah, top teams are going for position-based football. Accurate passes, Arsenal are fourth, Manchester City are first, but the difference is not much, you know. Accurate long balls, that's not nobody here because the big teams don't play long balls. Accurate crosses, of course, the big teams don't play a lot of crosses. Shots, Arsenal are third, Manchester United are first, and City are behind Arsenal. Okay. Chelsea, Manchester City are clinical, you know, are very shots on target. Manchester City and Arsenal and Man United are first, and Chelsea behind Arsenal, very, very close. That's per game, by the way. So, how are we overrating Arsenal? How are we overrating Arsenal then? Based on what? Based on what? How are we overrating Arsenal? I don't think we are, actually. I don't think we are. I think Arsenal are a very good team, and I think that Manchester City are a very good team as well. However, if you're asking me, we can check. I can't find the XG on SofaScore, but I can try. Let me check if I can do XG here. FBref has XG, maybe. XG. Let's see XG philosophy. Is that the XG edge or whatever? We can just see the XG. How do we get the XG? FBref. Hit the like. Can we get the like? Again, we got 400 people and we're not even. Because you rate them more, but because I do rate the Arsenal team more. It's not an accident that they're top of the league and top of the Champions League. Were we overrating the Liverpool team last season? I don't think so. I don't think so at all, to be honest with you. Like, I don't think we're overrating the top of the league, top of the Champions League, in my opinion. I don't think so. In terms of XG, if you're actually sorting, Manchester City are 29 and Arsenal are 26. It's not that far, to be honest with you. Yeah, we're top of the league, you fraud, Hamid. We're top of the league. We're top of the league. Cry more. By the way, I didn't watch the Milan game. It was fucking 5:30 in the morning here for me. But I heard you actually robbed Sassuolo from 2 penalties. I heard that you robbed Sassuolo from 2 penalties. I heard. But I'm only looking down for Milan now. Oh, la la. Yo, you know what I'm talking about. You are behind us in the league, but thank you for the support. Appreciate you so much. Like and sub to Footy Judge Mo, everyone. He's been around a long, long time, and his football knowledge is phenomenal. You will not be disappointed. Thank you, Fonzie. I don't know if you're joking or you're not joking, but I appreciate you so much. I appreciate the support. I appreciate all the people that support the channel. As I told you guys, the algorithms are shit, and we're trying to get it going again. So, Holy Glaze. Yes, of course. Fonzie glazes Footy Judge Mo as much as I glaze Arsenal. He's calling you an uncle. Yeah, it's fine. I live with that. As a team, Arsenal are only better than City defensively. I think structure-wise, it's not only defensively, structure-wise, I think Arsenal are better than City. I believe that fraud, Hamid fraud. I believe like as a team, Arsenal is only better than City defensively. Not really. I think depth, which is part of a team, they have more depth than City. Arsenal I think have more control in the middle, in my opinion, more control. I think without Rodri, Nico Gonzalez is there, but the control is not fantastic, actually. Like, you can tell that the trickery are there, Foden, Shirky, but that control in the middle is not there. Right? That control is not there. And Nico Gonzalez always gave up a goal today. Have you seen Nico Gonzalez? He's good, but he's not a fantastic, to be honest with you. Like, he wasn't amazing today, Nico Gonzalez. And that is my opinion. I think that he was good, but he wasn't phenomenal, to be honest. He was just good, Nico Gonzalez. I thought Reinders was a little bit poor. Reinders is a little bit poor today. Yeah, I hear you. The only DM you have is Nico Gonzalez. Yeah, that's the reality, to be honest. That's the reality of where you are as a squad, which is why I'm saying that the Arsenal squad is a little bit better. He lost the ball a lot. He almost cost you a goal when he got dispossessed in the middle. Where is the hell is like my moderation, Mr. Footy? Where the hell is my... Are you not a moderator here? Wallahi, this is crazy. That tells me a lot that you're not on my chat all the time, Fonzie. So you're a fraud. That tells me you are not in the chat all the time. Because if you were here all the time, I would have actually put you as a moderator, right? But you are not, you fraud. Yeah, you got dispossessed a couple of times. Average Avenger keep living. You're not responding. You're not talking. This is why when people talk to each other on the chat, it's different. Guys, we have over 200 votes. How do people actually vote and not like the damn video? How? How do people vote and not like the video? I don't understand. How? As a City fan, you are pretty brother. By the way, the team that scores the most goals away wins the league, except that Chelsea season. I need to look for this. Wow. Wow. I never actually looked at this stat. I need someone. Actually, we can check it. You know that, right? The people know this, right? We can actually check this quickly about the team that wins the league. Oh my God. Let me check this. Here we go. Arsenal injuries are killing them. Broski. Actually, let me check the table. Away. Okay, last season, Liverpool scored the most goals away. The season before, Manchester City scored the most goals away, won the league. Season before, Manchester City. Arsenal scored more goals away, and City still won the league. So yeah, you're kind of like it's not true actually. It's not actually true. Before that, Liverpool scored the most goals away and still didn't win the league. Yeah, actually, that is flawed. That's completely flawed. Is there a way to banish Tottenham from football itself? Wallahi, we have to say, what's the point of Tottenham Hotspur? What's the point of Tottenham Hotspur? Can someone explain to me what's the point? What is the point of Tottenham Hotspur as a football club? I swear to God, I don't see the point. Like, the problem is they're top 6 just by name. Big up, Habibi. They're top 6 only by name, which is something I don't know. I don't understand. And someone said total goals. Actually, it's not true. But this is crazy, actually. It's diabolical. They are there. I don't understand. You play them. You play them next week. Bro, Spurs are 4 points behind you. They cannot get ahead of you, actually. If we look at this, if we do this, I can actually get the EPL table right there. Premier League table. Here we go. That's the table as it looks currently right now. Actually, right in front of you. Right in front of you, actually. But can I touch a little bit on the game yesterday and I tell you? Yeah, I checked it. It's not true. I've checked it. I checked it on multiple seasons. It's actually not true. I checked away table. Liverpool have scored the most goal in 21-22 and City won the league. I did it. German chicken wing. I just did it. I just checked it. It's actually completely wrong. I wanted to speak a little bit about the game yesterday. You guys, I'm gonna be completely honest. Actually, number one, I want to just do something with you guys. If you're an Arsenal fan, type 1. If you're a City fan, type 2. This is based on the league table. Currently, if you're an Aston Villa fan, type 3. If you are a Chelsea fan, type 4. If you're a Liverpool fan, type 5. If you're a Man United fan, type 6. So I want to know. By the way, I noticed lately that a lot of Man City fans are starting to watch the channels again. And I love it. I love that when Manchester City fans are actually sitting here and actually they're watching the channel. Right? Where are the twos? Okay, 2, 1. What are the two? Okay, I love it. I love that there is a lot of Man City fans. 10 for Milan. No, the man, you two. You're second in the league, you fraud. You're second in the league. You're second in the league, my man. You're not. No, bro, there's a lot of City fans right there. Tons. There's tons of City fans in the chat. Tons. 5. You never walk around. Liverpool. Where are the Liverpool fans? Disappeared from my chat. I used to have a lot of Liverpool fans. They disappeared from the chat. But I want to go back to the Arsenal game to just touch on a couple of things actually yesterday. I wanted to check. I'm a new City fan, Domo. Yeah, you are. You are a new City fan. You're a new City fan. You're the only one. No, you are, and this is Starboy. There's a lot. I know there's a lot of Liverpool fans. But actually, I wanted to check something about the Arsenal game yesterday. Actually, let me just go back to this screen to actually watch this. Victor Gyokeres is the lowest rating guy on the pitch. But there is another guy that actually stank up the pitch yesterday that no one actually spoke about. Because actually no one spoke about him because he wasn't in the right, because he wasn't mentioned because of Gyokeres, which is Eberechi Eze. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Eze is my favorite player in the league. Okay, I'm just establishing this. Since he was at Crystal Palace, the way he plays football, he is my favorite player in the league. Right? It's just me. Right? Eze. He was awful. Like, what I mean by awful, bro, was like you put a wooden stick and you bounce the ball off that wooden stick, and that wooden stick would have done the same exact job in the midfield. I'm being completely honest. Yes, he completed 81% of his passes, but bro, genuinely, Eze, you know what? Maybe Palmer is. I think Palmer is one of the best players in the league. Is my favorite player, but I like how Eze plays football, to be honest with you. But like since the Crystal Palace day, I always wanted him to leave to go to a big club and actually get his time to play and stuff like this. I actually wanted him to go to Chelsea, to Man City, actually, to be work under Pep Guardiola. I remember like 2 seasons ago, I never said that Foden is my ever favorite player ever. That never happened. I never said that Foden is my favorite player in the league. Like Eze yesterday was completely, like, genuinely garbage. You know what I mean? Like, terrible. You prefer Morgan Rogers? I like Eze before even Morgan Rogers was in the picture, to be honest with you. Like, Eze is very entertaining, as Fonzie is saying. Eze is a very entertaining football guy. Remember, your favorite footballer doesn't have to be the best one. I'm not saying that Eberechi Eze is the best one. I never said that he's the best. I don't think he's top 10 midfielders in the league. Or 15, actually. I don't think so. I genuinely, like, I can name the top midfielders in the league. Rice, Foden, Palmer, Caicedo. Like, there is a lot. I can name a lot of, of course, Rodri when he comes back from injury. I can name a lot of midfielders that are ahead of him. Zubamendi, right? Any player looks good after watching ugly Inter. Bro, you have the ugliest team on earth, bro. I swear to God, Hamid. You have the ugliest team out there, Hamid. The ugliest. Okay, and it's not even a joke. Your team is so ugly, bro. It hurts my eyes watching Milan sometimes. Seriously. Oh my God. Can we get the likes up a little bit, guys? I'm gonna ask you for 200 likes. I'm serious, bro. Their team is so ugly in football, bro. Have you ever, guys, seen a team that actually win that many games 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0? Bro, you are fucking boring as fuck, and your team suck, and you have one of the most effective but boring managers to ever coach in Italian football, which is Massimiliano Allegri. You don't understand. Watching AC Milan, it hurts the eyes. It hurts the eyes. Bro, if I look up your pictures, bro, you are the most boring team. At least when we call City boring, they used to win by 3 or 4. Bro, you win fucking 1-0 with less than, bro, 0.2 XGs and shit like this. Bro, sometimes You actually, sometimes you have one shot on target and you win 1-0. Oh my God. You are so fucking boring. You don't understand. You so understand. Ahmed, listen, IKEA gifted 5 memberships. If you got a membership, actually, oh my God, the people that got memberships, you got a SE, Arsenal Avenger, Vitelio. Oh, Martin became a member. Yep. Martin became a member. Come on, people. Look at this gift. Thank you. Thank you, Habibi, for the membership. Appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. Appreciate you so much. Appreciate you so much. Big up everyone. Okay, Hamid, your team suck. You're not going to win the league. You're not going to win nothing this season. You're going to be trophyless. Okay, what do you think is wrong with Arsenal at the moment? Nothing is wrong. I don't think there's anything that is wrong. Like, they had a bad game against Wolves. I don't think, like, I cannot pinpoint now to a main problem at Arsenal. And the reason why, they scored a lot of goals from open play last month. So they got past this. If you're asking me, the problem with Arsenal now is that shopping and changing in the team. Have you noticed that lately Manchester City have had the same exact lineup, one change only? So the difference between, and I said this, if you remember this German chicken wing, if you have been watching me since the treble season, I've always said one thing. When Pep Guardiola found that box midfield in the second half of the season, even Mahrez was a bench player. Pep Guardiola used to play the same lineup week in, week out with one change, 2 changes here and there. You know what I mean? The problem with Arsenal now, there's a lot of changing in the lineup. One day Madueke, and everyone knows that in football you need chemistry. And I know Arsenal have a lot of injuries. If you watch City today made one sub. Look at this. City made the one sub, which is Reinders for Doku because he's not available. Everyone else is the same lineup. Same lineup gives you chemistry, gives you momentum, especially when you're winning games. But the Arsenal with the depth, they actually keep chopping and changing. I keep saying that you don't need to keep chopping and changing, but they are forced to because of the injuries. They are forced to because of the injuries. And that is something that we need to, the Arsenal fans need to live with, and we have to accept it. They have a lot of injuries, and we need to accept that. You know what I mean? We need to accept it. And big up Akia for the 5 membership gifted, and big up my man here, Brian. Respect from Brooklyn, New York. I respect your hard work. Well, thank you so much for people that are supporting the channel. W's in the chat for everyone here supporting the channel. Hamid, Akia, Fonzie, German Chicken Wing, and Brian, of course. Guys, appreciate the support and appreciate the love. You guys are making my day. It's a solo show, so you got to get involved with me in the chat. And I appreciate the question, actually. German Chicken Wing. Appreciate you so much. I want more questions like what German Chicken Wing asked. I want questions, guys. I want people to questions. I'm going to try to do questions that are not even super chats. It's hard to catch up with the chat. I promise you, it is a little bit hard to catch up with all the chats. I swear to God, LA Fonzie, LA for me is about 22-hour drive. It's a 4-hour flight or 3.5-hour flight. Like, it's America, Fonzie. You're from Canada, so you know how big America is. You're waiting for me to cook Isak? We're gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Big up, Habibi. The only issue is no player can replace Rice. Big up Mo. Abu Lana, Habibi. Big up, Habibi. All the women in Saudi. Big up, Ahl Saudi. Habibi, big up. The Saudi people. Appreciate you, Abu Lana. Habibi, thank you so much for the donation. I actually don't think that Rice is not replaceable. Everyone at Arsenal is replaceable. There is no one that is not replaceable at Arsenal. Even Declan Rice. I don't think that your problem is Declan Rice at all. At all, by the way. Even if Declan Rice is like yesterday, you didn't have the greatest game. And I actually think that Mikel Arteta this season, some games is using Declan Rice completely wrong. In some games. I genuinely believe that. I actually think that watching the game yesterday, the way he used Declan Rice, look at this. Guys, look at this. Look at Declan Rice. Like all this stuff that Declan Rice did was outside the 18. You can actually see right in front of you that he's using Declan Rice wrong. Yani, you're playing against a low block, right? You're playing against a low block. Your solutions is to do sometimes what Chelsea do. They push extra players in the crosses in the midfield. But he refused to do this. He didn't do this. In my opinion, he doesn't do this. And that is completely wrong. He's using, yesterday, Declan Rice, but before Zubamendi went off, you don't need to have Rice as the Zubamendi outside the 18 against Wolves. You don't need to. You need to be on the front foot. That is what I think. And he didn't do this. He didn't do this. And I think that Declan Rice need to actually get inside the 18 more. And he didn't. Especially against low blocks. And with all due respect to Wolves, you are playing against Wolves. Yeah, I remember Liverpool last season, McAllister used to crash the 18 when they played against low blocks. Can people remember this? Remember when Gakpo used to cut from the left side and the in-swinging cross, and McAllister used to crash the 18? You have to crash the 18. You have to have numbers in the 18. That is what coaches do. And Mikel Arteta, why are you so scared to ask Declan Rice to go in the 18? Yeah, McAllister goes in the 18. Sabozda goes in the 18. Enzo Fernandez goes in the 18. Cucurella goes in the 18. Just do it. Reinders go in the 18. He has to. I think he's wrong. And yesterday the game was too slow that it should allow Arsenal to build from the right side and Saka to put in the crosses, and Declan Rice has to be there because he's the midfielder. That's just basics in football that Mikel Arteta missed yesterday. And I understand if you're not going to do it against a Fulham away, if you aren't going to do it against a Newcastle, if you aren't going to do it against City, I understand that because of the counter. But you're playing against one of the weakest teams. Actually, you're playing factually against the weakest team in the league. Have you ever watched me talk about Chelsea or Man United before? That's how I talk about football. Have you ever saw me talk about City or talk about Chelsea or talk about the Chelsea owners? Have you seen my rants about the Chelsea before? And Maresca and the players and the window? Have you ever seen that? Go watch me and Hossam when I cooked at that time and the passion. Bro? So go, don't accuse me of something and be a fraud, okay? I know. So you lie. So why do you lie then? So why do you lie? If you watch me for 4 years, and I know that you have been watching me since the never foul time, why do you lie? Why are you lying? Actually, don't. But if you're asking me, it's not. It's the underdog mentality. Because for me, I feel like City are the underdogs this season, but Arsenal are the team that needs to win the league, right? Like the kid that gets bullied all the time. With all due respect to Arsenal, the kid that gets bullied all the time, you kind of like a little bit have, like a little bit of like sympathy for that kid. Yeah, that's the reality, to be honest. But going back to Declan Rice, I think he's using him wrong, in my opinion. Like you see Reinders, you see, as I mentioned, and I think yesterday, if you aren't going to push your midfielders to have numbers inside the 18 against Wolves, when are you going to do that? When are you going to do this? Yeah, because you are a Man City fan and I don't support Man City. So I don't support Arsenal. I don't support anybody in the Premier League. So, it's fine. You probably will have sympathy for a team in Serie A or a team in the Bundesliga. A lot of people have sympathy for Borussia Dortmund in the Bundesliga. Am I wrong? A lot of people. I said that. Why not Eze instead of Rice? Or play Rice as a DM and put Eze and Odegaard together? Why? I'm not even cooking Arsenal. Don Castro. I'm not cooking Arsenal. But you know who deserves the cooking that not a lot of people are actually cooking now in the league? Is actually genuinely Isak. Bro, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Do you know how many times I cooked Arsenal last season? Why do people lie? Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. SE, how many times I cooked Arsenal last season? Castro, how many times I cooked Arsenal last season? Okay, Jamal here. How many times I cooked Arsenal last season? Like, why do people lie? Bro, why do people lie? It was just a weekly, it was a weekly session of when are you going to be Arteta out? When are you going to be Arteta out? Why is Arteta bottling the job? Why is Arteta bottling the... It was every week, bro, every week. But you guys, the problem with people that actually don't know how to talk about football is like people that don't know. I think the Arsenal this season is a very good team. Well, I don't support Man United for sure. I don't support Man United. I actually don't have anything against City. The only problem with City now is that if City win the league, the Premier League this season, it becomes 7 out of 9. And now that the league is a joke, isn't it? The league is a joke. You get the point, right? Like if City won the freaking league this season, the league is a joke. It turns into like a joke. It turns into like a joke. And emphasize like, are we going to be honest with each other? Or we're not going to be honest with each other. Like, are we going to be honest or we're not going to be honest? If Manchester City win the league this season, I don't hate City. I'm going to be, listen, this is a solo show. I don't hate City at all. I don't. The only thing that I have is not against City is that I don't like dominance if it's not my team dominating. Does that make sense? Like I wouldn't want Arsenal to dominate the league. It becomes boring. I wouldn't want Liverpool to dominate the league. I wouldn't want Chelsea to dominate the league. I didn't like Man United to dominate the league because it makes the league boring. You know, as I mentioned before, unless it's my team, which is fair enough. Like if my team is dominating, which is why I am not asking you to have the same opinion as me. I never asked you to have the same opinion as me. Like your opinion is your opinion. And like if you're a City fan, you want your team to win every single game and you want your team to win every single league. If you're a Man United fan, you brag about the dominance, right? But for me, I'm a neutral. I'm from outside. I don't want the league to be won every season by the same team. I want different winners because it makes the conversation better. You're my point. The only thing I'm gonna tell you about is that I'm never ever gonna be biased. I'm never ever gonna be clouded. I'm never ever gonna be clouded by like my judgment will never be clouded by me not liking this team or not liking that team. If people watch the Football Terrace after Man United games, when I do that, when I actually do content, I actually never ever actually want to be biased. If you see me biased, call me out. I don't want to be biased. I want to call it as I see it. And that's how I see it, you know? Martin. Like, I want to call it as I see it. As simple as that. The problem is every single one of you guys and every single viewer in every single channel. If I'm not talking like your team, big up Florida people. Big up Florida people. Big up my friend. If I am, everyone thinks that I'm biased. But how about you think it's just an opinion that is different than yours? Because by the way, you know, guys, I'm gonna be honest. You know, a lot of Arsenal fans actually tell me that I'm harsh, that I'm not honest about Arsenal. You guys know that. A lot of people. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes there is bias because you like that player, you don't like this player sometimes. But if people call me out, I'm going to say I'm wrong. But I'm going to tell you something. Like, everyone actually have a little bit of, I like this player. You know, like everyone, if anyone claims that they are 100% non-biased, especially for players, forget the clubs, for players, you know that sometimes you watch with goggles that are different for this player than that player, because you like that player, because you have an allegiance to that player, because you have a soft spot for this player versus that player. Of course. You know what I mean? Of course. You know, for example, when I'm watching, I'm going to give you a City example. When I'm watching City, I definitely have a soft spot for Riyad Mahrez, because I liked Riyad Mahrez since his Leicester days, and he's Arab, Algerian, blah, 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 all this stuff. So without a shadow of a doubt, I will actually kind of a little bit ignore the mistakes he makes sometimes, but it's not to the point that I'll be in denial. It's not going to be the point that I'm in denial. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to, like, for example, I like Eze. He had a stinker yesterday. Simple as that. He had fucking stinker yesterday. I don't hate John Stones. I think he's a brilliant footballer, just not a defender. Not a defender. I just think John Stones is a fantastic footballer, and he's an amazing guy on the ball, and fantastic for Pep Guardiola. He's just not a great defender. Mo, per example, is Foden is better the entire Inter team? Agreed? Not really. I don't think so. I don't think so. We have players that are technically equal to him and physically stronger. It's not only about the technical level. Technically, he might be better than most of the Inter players, or all of them, technically. But as a football player complete, Foden is weak defensively. And if he's taken out of the City team, for example, and he's playing in another team that requires physicality, requires more defending, not as dominant as Manchester City, he might struggle defensively, and he will become a little bit of a luxury player. Is that fair? Like, because City are so dominant, and because Pep Guardiola is the best coach in the history of the sport to create a system that hides his players' flaws and actually, what is that word? What is the opposite of hide? Is to, what do you mean? Like, make something apparent, make something very obvious. What is that word? You know what I mean? What is that? What is that word? Can someone give me that word? It's just, I don't have it. Like, he creates a system that is not expose. Expose is a bad word. Expose is a bad word. Like, magnify. Like, I think, for example, Pep Guardiola is the best in magnifying his players' attributes. And I think enhance, highlight, yes, fantastic, magnify. For me, he's amazing in that. But I'm going to give you an example. The City Foden in a midfield three that requires a lot of defending and a lot of physicality. Like, for example, like sometimes Inter, or we struggle sometimes against the physical team. And like teams that have like the Kifran Turams and teams like that, Winston McKennie, the physical guys, emphasize, yes. So, for example, Foden will struggle against, but in the same time, for example, Declan Rice would have struggled to play the tiki-taka football that Pep Guardiola played for the City team with David Silva, Yaya Toure, and then after that, Kevin De Bruyne, and Rodri, and Phil Foden, and Gundogan. I think Declan Rice would have struggled a little bit to actually make these simple 5-yard, like, technical passes in between. Like, for example, you watch Foden and Shirky today, and you can tell that the technicality between these two is amazing, right? It's ridiculous. It's fantastic to watch. So Pep Guardiola is making sure that is being magnified on the pitch, that you're watching it and you're seeing. He's not asking Phil Foden and Ryan Shirky to get into a physical battle and cover the ground back and forth, box to box, and defend. You get my point, right? And that is the genius of Pep Guardiola, always highlighted and magnified his players' good attributes and hid their flaws. That is the reality. You know, that is what I think, in my opinion, to be honest with you. Like, And I'm not saying that if Pep Guardiola had Declan Rice, he might have changed, he might have used him in a different way, but he would not be able to cope with the same way that City play. For example, you get my point. That is what I think, right? I think Pep makes players mostly. I'm going to tell you something about Pep Guardiola. I've said plenty of times. I actually said something about Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola is one of the best coaches in the history to get a player that is an 8 out of 10 and make them a 10 out of 10, or to get a player that is a 9 and make them. I believe that Pep, some players, he gets 110 or 120 out of all of them, out of the player. Genuinely. Like, for example, I believe that Bernardo Silva is a good player. But I believe Pep Guardiola made him from, let's just put, I'm going to give you numbers, right? Like, let's say Bernardo Silva, let's say, I'm going to give you a FIFA numbers, right? Pep Guardiola made Bernardo Silva from an 85 rating player to a 95 rating player by giving him, when I used to play, what's the game's name? Ultimate Team. He used to give him these cards. I remember I used to play that 4 years ago before I stopped playing. So Pep Guardiola is fantastic in actually making the players better. The reality, that is the reality, to be honest with you. And that's why I think there's a massive difference between him and someone like Mikel Arteta, for example, or Maresca, or anybody. You know, I genuinely believe, but Jurgen Klopp used to do that. Jurgen Klopp used to highlight his players' amazing qualities. You know what I mean? He used to make that. You know who's amazing in this? Antonio Conte. Antonio Conte took a Lukaku that is failing at Man United, not fantastic, and made him a 30-goal striker right away. He took Højlund and make him score goals. He took McTominay. Antonio Conte is a phenomenal coach in highlighting and magnifying your best attributes. And he's always done that, Antonio Conte. Always done that. We've seen it with Graziano Pelli for Italy and Eder. They played to start Gyokeres, and he made that team fantastic. You know what I mean? That is the reality. Everton versus Arsenal. I'm going to ask you guys something. Do we think next week City will be top of the league? Guys, have we reached 200 likes yet? Yani we are in 160 likes and we have 300 votes. I'm going to repeat again. Can we get 300 votes? Can we get 200 votes at least, 200 likes at least? How? Is next week, who plays next week? Is Arsenal versus Everton. Is that next week? Is that Saturday? Oh yeah, all the teams play Saturday, which is fucking crazy actually. Damn, this is nuts. All the team, everybody play. They are absolutely destroying the, bro. Sunday is only Man United. This is crazy. I'm gonna do another solo show next Sunday, inshallah, hopefully. But bro, Saturday is crazy. Arsenal play Everton. If Everton play like what they played against Chelsea, Arsenal will win. What is a horrible typo? Can you tell me what is the typo? What typo did I do? Guys, I need the 200 likes. In the next week, if Arsenal, we know that City are going to smash West Ham. If Everton played the same against Everton played the same as he actually played against Chelsea, Arsenal would win the game. Right? Even if it's a good one. If I'm going to tell you something. Yeah, but here is my explanation for it. If Everton come out of their shells and attack, bro, I saw both Everton fullbacks in the final third together, along with all their forwards and the midfielders, only leaving Tarkowski and Michael Keane at the back. Everton, huh? Everton, you just think about this. Everton were attacking with 8 players. If they do this against Arsenal, they will lose. I know that they will lose. And also Ndai is not there, if I'm not mistaken. He's going AFCON, which is a massive miss for them. I don't know what Arteta said in the press conference, to be honest with you. I actually didn't see the press conferences at all yesterday. At all. I didn't see the press conferences at all yesterday. If Everton, Idrissa Gana Gueye, is he going AFCON as well? Are they going AFCON? I don't know. Are they going AFCON as well? The thing about it, Man City don't lose anybody, and Arsenal don't lose anybody to AFCON, which is massive for them. Chelsea don't lose anybody to AFCON as well. There's nobody that goes AFCON for the Chelsea team. Now the people ask questions. So what about you ask a question then? How about you ask a question? And then I can respond to it. So, by the way, we started the thing with actually Man City, not Arsenal at all. Why you are lying? We actually spoke more Man City this stream than Arsenal. So why are people lying? City lose Nouri not a starter and Marmoush not a starter. Yeah. But Nouri is not a problem. The thing about it, they still have Rico Lewis can play fullback. Ake can play fullback left. Come on. Not that big of a deal, to be honest with you. It's not that big of a deal, in my opinion. I actually think that there is a team that nobody speaks about is Chelsea, actually. There is zero pressure on Chelsea currently. Zero pressure on Chelsea, which is crazy, in my opinion, actually. Crazy, in my opinion. But as long as they are comfortable in that table, as long as they are comfortable in top 4, they are fine. Currently, they are comfortable. They play Newcastle next game, which is Newcastle are terrible, to be honest. What happened to Rico Lewis? He was always a good player, it's always a good player, Rico Lewis, but he isn't phenomenal. I don't think he's City level, in my opinion. He's young as well. Like, he can improve. I don't think he's young as well. Losing Marmoush, who has barely played 1 minute, so funny, it will not affect Man City. Hard to say. Sometimes Pep rotate a lot during December and January because of the tight fixtures. Yes, but I don't think the fixtures are that tight. Just to let you know, actually. So you play Wednesday, Saturday, and then you have a whole week off, and then you play a Saturday, and then after this, you still play January 1st, and then after this becomes the tough part. The tough part starts at January 1st. The tough part starts at January 1st, in my opinion. That is the tough fixture list. Start from January 1st. Now you got to play every 3 days. Like January 1st, and then Chelsea, then Brighton, then an FA Cup team called Exeter or whatever. Currently, you play Brentford this Wednesday, though. This Wednesday. Yeah, City. This is the moment. I think it's the moment of the truth for the City team. It's actually one of the biggest tests for Enzo Maresca and the City team, the Chelsea team. However, I'm actually expecting Chelsea to have a good game because Chelsea excel against teams that come at them. They actually take the game to them. Chelsea excel against these teams. That's why I think it will be all right. It won't be as bad. It won't be as bad. Guys, let me actually do something before we actually go on. Guys, people that I actually want to give a shout to OK Jersey. To be honest with you guys. Like, look at the quality of some of these shirts that I got. Look at the quality of this. Guys, by the way, I don't get a percentage, and I'm just going to repeat this. I don't get a percentage of OK Jersey, by the way. I don't. I actually don't. And anybody that tells you that I get a percentage of the sale, I actually don't. I get credit for maybe if you use the code JUDGE, so it knows that the sale came from me. So if you want a football shirt, give them a shot, actually. They deliver to a lot of places, actually. I got a lot of good shirts. City game is Etihad January 4th. Yeah, Chelsea game. You play Brentford, Martin, on Wednesday, actually, in the Carabao Cup. Actually. For Liverpool, listen, Liverpool are 6th now. They are 2 points behind City, I'm so happy that the fans cheered Mo so heavily. So glad that the prick Carragher had to see that. I'm going to tell you something. You don't understand that Jamie Carragher lost more than he won going against Salah. He thought, you know what? You know what Jamie Carragher thought? I promise you, he thought he would win the battle. He thought that the Liverpool fans and he will win in the public eye. He thought he will win. He thought that. I believe that Jamie Carragher thought that actually he would win this. Will Mo leave for you in January? Mo is going to AFCON today, actually. He's going to Egypt today. So tomorrow, Monday, he's going to Egypt. He's going to Egypt. But I genuinely believe that Carragher thought that he would talk shit about Mo and he will just win more followers and people will like him more. He doesn't know that if he stayed silent and he actually played it. No, it's not true, HM. And if Carragher played it fair, he didn't go on Mo, and he kind of like said, I understand what Mo did. Maybe he shouldn't speak in public. Maybe he feels scapegoated, blah, blah, blah. He would have won more fans on his side than what he did now. No, he's not going to leave Liverpool. It's actually said that he's not going to leave Liverpool in January. He's not going to leave Liverpool in January. Right? He's not. Gonna leave. Liverpool need a defense. I don't know who's gonna play on the side actually, but like this Carragher Salah thing. Listen, Salah did probably. I want to ask you something, guys, for real. Everyone in the chat, rival or not rival, looking at it now, was Salah's situation being resolved within 1 week or less than 1 week? Who do we think actually? Kind of like what happened, do you think, in the background? Did Liverpool like talk to him? Because I didn't see a public, because remember, like a lot of people said that Salah will only be in the squad if there is a public apology, and Salah didn't apologize publicly. No one have noticed that actually. It went under the radar as it was brushed under the rug. You know what I mean? It was swept under the rug, and Salah just back in the squad, playing the minutes after one game, not being in the squad, and no public apology after all this talk from the likes of Jamie Carragher and Sky Sports and Wayne Rooney and Paul Scholes and all these guys that Salah should publicly apologize to Arne Slot and the Liverpool hierarchy. He shouldn't play another game for Liverpool until he actually goes on camera and apologize to everybody in the world. Apologize to Arne Slot and Arne Slot's kids and Arne Slot's mom and Arne Slot's family and Liverpool's and FSG and Henry and Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes and every single. They should go to every single fan, you know, to in their house to apologize to them. Just for 1 week for him to be back in the fucking team with no public apology, with nothing. Like no public. Salah didn't apologize. He didn't. Salah just stepped on the fucking pitch. You know what I mean? And Salah didn't apologize to, what's his name? Arne Slot. So what are we saying? Did they apologize to him? And I like button people. Happy birthday. I will see you on Wednesday, Martin, hopefully. I'll see you. Unless you, I'm going to see you early. I'm not going to go to the stadium that early. If he leaves in January, I will give you that emoji. If Salah leaves in January, that means they sat with each other. Salah said, I am not going to apologize. And they wanted the situation to be better, right? However, we're going to sell you in January. If that is the case, if he gets sold in January, right, that means they agreed with him that he is going to be sold, you know? He is going to be sold. Come on. Guys, smash the likes. I'm actually here and my wife is waiting for me because I'm supposed to take her to, we can just run some errands. So I'm still doing the show. So he said that the club is trying to sell him behind his back. Apparently, we don't know what the truth is. I know who Nsuhi is. Amr Nsuhi, the Egyptian guy. I don't think he knows anything. Nsuhi. I don't think Nsuhi knows anything, actually. We are very close to 200 likes. Hit the like button. As Michelle said, like the damn video, actually. For Liverpool, I think the main point is not Mohamed Salah. I think it's Alexander Isak. I think Alexander Isak is the one that needs to get a lot of criticism. Alexander Isak has absolutely been shit. Am I happy to see him being banned? Actually, don't know. After what he did to Newcastle, do you think that's karma? What he did to Newcastle, forcing them to sell? Right? Yeah. Yes, Isak is not. I saw that yesterday. Bro, I don't know if Isak looks unfit or what is the problem with him, but there is not enough. I think there is not enough talk in the media about him. Bro, Jack Grealish got it every day of the week. We need a score. He's like Declan Rice, Enzo Fernandez got it every day of the week. And I think Isak is having it easy. He's having it easy. He's having it easy in the media. No one is talking about Isak enough, in my opinion. He should be getting way more stick, in my opinion. Way more stick. Isak, actually. In my opinion. Like, I think there should be shows about Isak, actually. There's not enough shows about Alexander Isak. Right? Like, he can't dribble, he can't control the ball, he can't pass, he can't do anything. Right? And I think it's weird. And I think it's strange. It's strange. He's not getting enough stick. Like, there's not enough people. Bro, I actually think Wirtz is getting more stick than him in the media. I think it's Wirtz is the midfielder that plays. For that price, as my man here is saying, for that price, you're not getting stick? Bro, you should be slaughtered every day in the media. I should see TalkSport talk about you. I should see TalkSport talk about you every day. If I open TalkSport YouTube, I should see you every day on their main page. What are we doing here? Every single fucking day. On the main page, it should be Isak. This should be like an Arsenal video, City, Chelsea, Isak. And then Arsenal, Isak. City, Isak. Chelsea, Isak. You know? Every like Salah, Isak. Aston Villa, Isak. There should be every other video. Should be about Alexander. This guy is 130 million pounds. And he doesn't even want to run on the pitch. As you said, Robertson and Van Dijk in minute 92 run more than him. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? And he did last season. And he did. Again, another guy that I don't know what happened to him. Wallahi, Khairi. You know what I'm talking about. You saw Isak last season. Shimmies, dribbling, shooting from outside the 18. The man can't shoot from inside the 18. Is it pressure? Maybe some people are not built for the pressure of the big teams. Maybe some people are not built for that. Maybe that is the case. The guy can't shoot. He scuffs his shots. His touches are shit. Everything is shit about. There is a reason why every team wanted him. Bro, the guy has a problem. He lost his football ability. His football ability is not there. I don't know what is wrong with him, but something is awful about it. This needs to be studied. It needs to be studied. He has been terrible this season. And I don't care if you have a preseason or not. You have been awful. Awful, awful, awful. And it's not spoken about enough. It is not spoken about enough in the media. I know what Liverpool fans are going to do. Salah is going to go. It's going to be Ikitika. And Ikitika is going to have to play every game now. Cut the crap. You deserve a timeout for this shit. You deserve a timeout for this shit. Timeout. Time out. Time out for you, Timothy. Lack of preseason. You was cooking. 100% you was cooking last season. Come on. It seems that Liverpool owns the media. They never. I swear to God, German chicken wing. If this was any other player, you would have heard about it. You would have heard about it every single day. Every single freaking day, you would have heard about this shit. The Isak problem. Oh, yeah, the guy is the British record transfer. He's not a 70 million pound player. That's a 130 million pound player. That is not getting spoken about enough in the media. What are we doing here? What are we doing? What are we doing? It's players and players, you know? It's players and players, to be honest with you. As Fonzie said, it's players and players. Salah gets all the stick, and Isak doesn't get stick. So Salah speaks. I mean, why no one wants to criticize Alexander Isak? It's jarring. It's jarring. Anyway, can we get the likes up, people? Can we get the likes up to 200? Actually, less than 20 likes. And actually, if you are new here, subscribe. Have we gained any subscribers? Absolutely. Absolutely fantastic. We have gained some subscribers, so hit that like button, subscribe. Who's live so I can take you to them? Who is live now? Igal, maybe. Send to Igal, maybe. Send to Igal. Dan Potts. Or Igal. No? Guys, tell me. Igal, maybe doesn't have enough people. Maybe Igal. Igal is good. Good guy. Igal is a good guy. Send it to Igal. You go and crash. But you gotta do this. Judge Mo. Raid in his chat. And then take it from there. Like the video, people. Do you like it? Can I get a yes or no in the chat from the 250 people that are here? Do you like these solo shows? Should I make these once or twice? I like them. They are encouraging when you guys are actually interacting with me. If you guys are interacting like today, I like it. If you don't, so what's the point of doing them? Right? If you guys are interacting, right? I will always have counter views. I will always have the Osama and Ashraf show. I will have at least 4 or 5 panels a week. But I want to do more solo shows. It's tiring though. But I like it. Like the video and subscribe. Let's actually send you guys to Mr. Igal. Igal TV. Judge Moraid in the chat, as I guys said. Judge Moraid, copy paste. And we'll see you guys there. Who else? Okay. Igal is good. We'll see you guys on Igal's channel. Appreciate you so much. And hit that like button and subscribe. And thank you for the support. I'll see you guys later.